Well, you can leave those coats at home again tomorrow. Another gorgeous day, but we do have some big changes coming. So another big temperature drop, but it will come with some rain as well. So very rainy forecast coming up.
We're going to get spoiled with those 70s in the middle of the week.
I know. That Wednesday is going to be absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Leanne.
Yep. The cell we're watching right now, which is starting to strengthen, now moving into North Manchester and just north of Wabash. This one potentially packing winds up to 50, 55 miles an hour. So futurecast, here's what it looks like beginning at 8 p.m. as we head through the evening. All those clouds slowly begin to move out. If you're looking for some winter fun but lacking the winter weather, not to worry, there's a place for you right here in Northeast Indiana. Areas to watch closely are going to be those bridges and overpasses. That's where you're really going to see those slick spots form today through Saturday. So for the next 5 days, we'll be seeing those high temperatures coupled with the humidity, and that puts our heat index values at or even above 100 degrees. Well, Greg, we are tracking very closely these storms. We do have a couple of damage reports to talk about. Now we know what to expect this season, but we Hoosiers know anything, and I mean anything, can happen. We here in the live Doppler 15 Fury Weather Center want to make sure you know what to do and when to react.
Coverage you can count on continues with meteorologist Leanne Oakley's live Doppler 15 Fury forecast.
Today we saw sunshine, we saw some gusty winds, and definitely some warm temperatures. Tomorrow, a completely different story where we could even see a little bit of snow. We'll talk more about the snow coming up. Right now, temperatures, well, they're still pretty mild. We've got that cloud cover starting to move in, so to help keeping temperatures just a little more steady right now. 61 in Fort Wayne, 63 in Angola and Huntington, and 62 down into Marion. Satellite and radar definitely showing those cloudier skies and also showing some of those rain showers starting to creep into the area, just into the western edge of our region. Bulk of the rain still back towards Chicago and in Illinois, but you see those blue and purple colors showing up on the edge of there. That is that cold air starting to mix with that rain, and that's what we're going to see big time as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Now, when are we going to see all this? Well, that rain's going to move in slightly after midnight, most likely around 1, 2 o'clock. We'll start to see some rain in the area, much heavier rain by early morning. Temperatures definitely falling throughout the day Monday. Now, we are still seeing temperatures in the 60s now. Whatever temperature we see at midnight tonight, that's most likely going to be our high temperature from Monday, as temperatures will fall throughout the day. Notice at 7 a.m. we're at 43. By 1 p.m. we're already down near freezing, and temperatures continue to fall into the overnight. So kind of a backwards type day. Normally you would see your low early morning and then temperatures would rise rest of the afternoon. Definitely not going to be the case on Monday. Now, with temperatures falling below freezing into the afternoon, that could bring us a wintry mix as we head into the later part of the day. So futurecast, let's time it all out for you. 6 a.m. We've got some heavier showers starting to move in. Definitely going to want to grab that umbrella and a jacket as you leave for work tomorrow. Not only are we going to see that rain, it's going to get rather chilly. Notice by 10 a.m. Futurecast already showing that snow starting to mix into the area. Most of us seeing at least a little bit of snow by noon, and then the rest of the afternoon, some scattered snow flurries. Now, while we are expected to see some snow out there, not to worry. The ground is still very, very warm. We've seen temperatures in the 60s the past couple of days, so we're not looking at any accumulation. Maybe on some elevated surfaces or some thicker grass, you might see a little bit pile up, but shouldn't cause any problems on the roads tomorrow. Watch as we head, though, through Monday evening. Skies are going to quickly clear out, and then it's going to be smooth sailing from then on. So your forecast looks like this for tonight. That rain returns after midnight, 45 your low tonight. And again, whatever temperature we have at midnight, that'll be our high for tomorrow, with temperatures falling below freezing by noon, 1 o'clock. Rest of the day Monday, we'll start to see some snow flurries. We'll clear out down to a low of 25 Monday night. Rest of the forecast, well, it's an easy one. Nothing but sunshine. Sunny skies the entire 7-day forecast. In fact, we're expecting to still see some of that sunshine to start next week. Temperatures, we'll start off a little on the cool side. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, still going to be in the 40s, just a little bit below where we should be for this time of year. But by next weekend, we're back in the 50s, back where we should be. Absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to start next week the same way. So while it is going to be a little bit rocky on Monday, one day to get through, then we'll have some beautiful weather ahead.
But after this weekend, it's going to feel a lot colder than it really is.
Oh, it definitely is.
In your perception.
You know, we almost hit 70. We almost set a record yesterday, so it's going to feel much different.
Okay, thanks, Leanne.
Yeah. Sandy broke some records, right?
Oh, definitely did. We'll get to those records in a second, but the big impact from Sandy, definitely those storm surges, that swell of water that moved from the ocean inland. Battery Park saw the highest storm surge at 14 feet south of there towards Atlantic City and into Delaware. 9-foot storm surges were reported. In fact, storm surges were reported all up and down the East Coast, stretching a 400-mile length of the coast where storm surges were felt from this very large and massive storm. Wind gusts also reported up to 94 miles an hour, definitely hurricane force winds, that is for sure. And also with this storm, the unique part, the cold air. Snow was brought to parts of West Virginia. 2 feet of snow was the last report in Nettie, West Virginia. But because of Sandy, we can't get any of the latest reports because the National Weather Service websites are down. So our latest report, 24 inches, the highest so far in West Virginia. And this very powerful storm, not only powerful because of the winds, which is how a hurricane is typically measured, but very powerful because of the pressure. Lowest pressure measured with this storm was under 943 millibars. 972 was the old record. To put that into perspective, that's close to a Category 4 hurricane pressure that you typically see. And here in Fort Wayne today, our pressure was closer to 1,000 millibars. So definitely a very powerful system.
Okay, thank you, Leanne.
Now that the snow has begun to fly, the roads will start to get slick and we'll all need to remember our winter driving skills. So I came all the way to Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio to visit Drive Team and take their winter skills driving class. The 4-hour clinic began in the classroom. Former police officer Don Heckelmoser started the class with winter driving preparedness.
The snow brush or ice scraper or a combination of both to brush off the snow. If there's one thing I hate is to see somebody driving down the road and their windows are all covered in snow. And while you're doing that, you're brushing snow off the car, get it off those headlights, get it off your tail lights.
It's also a good idea to have an emergency kit, a blanket, and possibly some sand or kitty litter to help with traction. Next, we discuss the limitations of cars.
Vehicles only do 3 things. I don't care what they are, a sports car or a big family van. They only do 3 things. They go, they stop, and they turn. That's all they can do.
Before hitting the track, we talked about some other topics: ABS or anti-lock brakes, the 3 types of skids, and how to recover from those skids. While talking about those is good, practice is much better. First up for me, learning when to use the ABS. To test them out, we slammed on the brakes to engage the ABS. Then we pushed the cars, but stopped without engaging the ABS. Like the instructor said, cars can only do 3 things, and they like to do them separately. Although the ABS can help you both stop and steer in slick conditions, it's still best to only do one at a time. So the best method for avoiding something that jumps in front of you is to turn, then brake. Learning how to react in a skid was the most difficult and fun part of the session. We used special skid cars to simulate icy roads.
The skid cars are really made in Sweden and unique in that they have a chassis platform underneath the vehicle that allows us to either raise the front of the car or the back of the car to simulate a front skid or a rear skid.
It's very important to recognize the type of skid you're in. The amount of brake or back steer used depends on how the car is sliding.
What you're trying to do, especially with a rear skid, is keep that front and the rear in line.
For a front skid, lightly brake and bring the steering wheel back to center until you regain traction. For a rear skid, very lightly apply the brake and back steer past center to keep the car straight.
The people are really funny. They think they turn the wheel, they start to slide. Most people crank it harder and they'll turn it all the way, and now they don't have no steering at all. It's hard to tell your body to turn towards something you're trying to miss.
Yeah.
You know, your brain doesn't want to work like that.
No.
It says, no, we want to miss that.
The key thing to remember is to take your time and slow down.
You need to know that when it's bad out there, I need to slow myself down. I need to give myself more time. I always like to say ice rules. Ice is king, because it doesn't care whether you got a front wheel drive, a rear wheel drive, an all-wheel drive, or a 4-wheel drive. It don't care. You push it too much, you exceed the ability of yourself and the vehicle, you're going to have a problem.